What's up? What's up? This is Mario 1031, Mr. Know-It-All, back once again for the Tuesday after, for September 24th, 2013. Why do I have on the shades? The 3-0, I said 3-0 Chicago Bears look like the defensive team of 1985. And remember the Super Bowl Shuffle? Well, we're close to being there. That's what we're going to talk about today. First of all, we're going to get into our quick hits today. The Detroit Lions have done something for the first time in 21 games. And I never thought they'd do it against this team. Who are they? The Washington Redskins. Yes, Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions and that Lions defense have done it. They've beaten the Washington Redskins and putting them down 0-3. With the Lions 2-1 in the second place in the North, is it primed and direct to get competition to the 3-0 Chicago Bears. We're going to get in the Bears for a minute. We're going to stick with the Lions for a second. First of all, you guys over there who didn't believe, we're going to talk about you in a minute. But as for my personal comment for the Lions, good job. Seriously. I'm not a Lions fan. By no means stretch of imagination. This is not my vote of becoming a new Lions fan. I haven't been one since 1983. But I'm telling you, good job. Finally, y'all did something right and you didn't blow it. Moving on. Speaking of the 3-0 Chicago Bears, they have put us malacking stomping on those Steel City Curtain Pittsburgh Steelers. Big Ben needed a big game, but got a big bust from the Chicago D, who scored, I gotta admit, side note, I was down in fantasy football before this game. I was down by about 6 points. Forte scored 17 points, and the Bears defense, who came up with 3 fumbles, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, and 2 sacks, 25 fantasy points. What can I say? I won by 18 points. But we're going to talk about, I'm not going to talk about my fantasy football. I'm 2-1. I'm gaining. I have beaten, so far, a couple people that I know. I'm not bragging, but I have. But for starters for the Bears, defense wins championships. The offense, I admit, was not clicking, but it was. Come on now. Jay Cutler throws to one guy 7 times and he catches 7 balls. I mean, it wasn't much of an offense, but defense wins championships. And the Pittsburgh Steelers were scared. They were afraid. The Lions ought to be too, but that's coming up in another comment later. Moving on. The 0-3 teams. I got to mention this about your 0-3 teams. We're going to start the list. We already mentioned the Washington Redskins are 0-3. We already mentioned the Pittsburgh Steelers are 0-3. Along with the 0-3 teams, somebody we expect, the Minnesota Vikings. They have no quarterback, and AP has not gotten off yet. No surprise there. The defense sucks, hands down. The other 0-3 team is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Y'all needs to get together. Find a way to muster it up somewhere. Seriously, get together. We're also going to talk about the shocker 0-3 team. Eli Manning and the New York Soccer Giants. I know what they're called. They're not doing it right now. They're not playing football. No points 2 days ago against the Carolina Panthers, who ran up 38 points on them. They're playing soccer. They're kicking the ball to them and watching the other team score goals on them. Man, seriously, if this was playing basketball, they'd be run out the gym. Right now, they're getting run out of East Rutherford, New Jersey. Speaking of which, we're going to talk about the 3-0 teams. The Shockers first, the Miami Dolphins. Really? If you had told me that earlier this year Miami was going to be 3-0, I would have laughed at your face. Now I get a pie spit back at me. A cream pie. Saying face bomb. Ha ha, you lose. Here you go. There. I did it myself. Thank you very much. But here goes another shocker. The Kansas City Chiefs, 3-0. Wow. Good job, fellas. I gotta admit, it's not easy being 3-0. Y'all did well, but that shocked me. Now, here goes the non-shockers. The Chicago Bears, they're automatic 3-0. Come on now, I believe in my team. They don't shock me. That defense is tough. You know, 2 last second drives for touchdowns to win it, and the defense come back and stomp a mud hole at them. That's how the Bears do, hands down. The New England Patriots. Really? You are surprised by Tom Brady? I made the comment last week. You don't believe me? Go back, rewind it. Last week, Tuesday after. The New Orleans Saints. Really? You're surprised by Sean Payton coming back at Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints acting right? 3-0 down in Louisiana? Come on now. And this is a non-shocker. The guy who puts up, the team that puts up, not the guy, because he does the job, the team that put up over 130 points in 3 weeks. That's right, Denver Broncos put a shellacking on the Oakland Raiders. Oaktown, you know about my city. Denver does, and they walked in and said, this is my city, and walked out and said, welcome to Mile High. Oh, by the way, I used to change your hat to the Broncos because your city just got trashed out. We're going to move on. Surprises this week. Besides the Carolina Panthers over the New York Giants. Not much surprise, but a downfall. The Bengals beating the Green Bay Packers off a fumble. Mind you, I admit Aaron Rodgers had the game under control. Up 16. Then up 4. Last drive, yeah, you're supposed to run the ball. But frankly, my man, you got to hold on to it. You didn't. You coughed it up. What the Bengals do? Go back and run all the way to the house. Something they were supposed to do. And therefore, that's kind of shocking to me because I don't expect the Bengals to win nothing. But they've already won 2 games. And Green Bay, that NFC North division is looking down on you. Really. But, you know, you got 2 good games coming up next. So, get at me. The big shocker is the sophomore quarterback of Colin Kaepernick of the San Francisco 49ers, who led Andrew Luck. Now, I gotta admit, Luck's good. But I don't expect the San Francisco offense to only score 7 points in a loss. I don't. I'm sorry. Well, they did, and let's just say it shocks me. It does. It hurts me. Colin, you got to get it together. You and your team. First of all, Harbaugh, get this team together. And Kaepernick, get your offense together. And get these guys together. Hands down. After that 400-yard passing attack you had, you need to do better. That's all I'm going to say. The other shocker is, and I want to throw this out here, the Seattle Seahawks. Everybody puts Pete Carroll down. But Pete Carroll's going to make the playoffs in Seattle. Seriously. Watch out for this coach. Pete Carroll's got all the working masterminds of the AFC West. I mean, really. Seattle Seahawks is a team to be reckoned with. Watch them out. Okay. Now, before we move on, I got to get to my idiots this week. I got 2. One is obvious. I'm going to comment about him later. But first of all, shout out to 97.1 The Ticket. You guys, I got to admit, you guys are pretty much right on the money sometimes. But between the hours of 10 and 2, I'm going to tell you, Friday depressed me. Because first of all, let me mention names. Shout out to Doug Carson and shout out to Scott the Gator Anderson. But that hour I was listening to y'all between 12:30 and 1:30. Y'all made a prediction saying the Lions were going to lose Wednesday. And without Reggie Bush, when y'all didn't know he was going to play or not, y'all said they're going to get their asses handed to them. Well, I can't blame y'all. Y'all get the quarter point. Because y'all are objectivists, and I do understand that. But y'all sports analysts, and they barely get it right 80% of the time. But to say that, brass out and be wrong, y'all get a quarter of it. The other 3/4 goes to the 80% of callers who called in between 12:30 and 1:30 and said, yes, the Lions are going to get their butts handed to them. These Lions fans who claim to be hardcore Lions fans, realists, and saying that the Lions are going to get their butts handed to them without Reggie Bush. And with Reggie Bush, the Lions was going to lose. Well, you guys are dumb. Way you're stupid dumb. That's right, I said it. Because the Lions won. And the 80% of your that called on Friday, 60% of your call back Monday, talking about Matthew Stafford. Not giving the Lions credit of the win. Gotta pick apart the game plan. Yeah, I gotta sing it. Because these guys are still buttholes. Yeah, I said it. You know what? Shout out to 0373 for sticking for the Lions thick or thin. I gotta admit, you predicted they was going to win, and they won. Shout out to you, Chuck0373. And for them Lions fans who want to be Lions fans, who are hardcore Lions fans, said Lions are going to lose that week, shame on you. Seriously, shame on you. You're supposed to be down for your team and your cause. Don't jump to Chicago. Don't jump when the Pistons are. When the Pistons start losing, most of y'all jump to the Bulls. You know what? NFL bandwagon precede anybody? Seriously. My other idiot is pretty much obvious. If y'all watch any type of football pregame shows, you already know about this. Von Miller, the Denver Broncos. Oh, you say he diluted his urine test for drugs and he got caught? Something you do in high school sports, something you do in college sports, something you do for mere third-party factory jobs, something you do probably for Ford, Chrysler, GM. Hell, I'll take it a step further. Something you also do for a government job. Post office, anybody? But you don't do that in the NFL. That's kid stuff. You're not here feeding your family off a $13 an hour check and saying, yeah, this is what I do. No, what you're doing, you're making $1 million and making a butthole out yourself. And I'm talking about you because that's exactly what you did. You made a butthole out yourself and being something that dumb and stupid. What was going through your mind at that time? Von Miller, idiot of the week. Kids, the more you know, don't do drugs or don't be like that guy. Seriously. Because if you are, if you're making $1 million, this is what happens if you dilute your drug test. Don't do it. Don't be like him. Please. Finally, breaking news that Nate Burleson is going to be out for the remainder of the season. Car crash. This is part of my sixth sense. Y'all better pay attention. 696 car crash by Drake. He was reaching down, getting a pizza. Now, mind you, there was no alcohol bar, so I can't give him idiot of the week for this one. Because Nate Burleson is my boy. I'm not going to tell him not. I don't like the Lions, but he's a well-respected guy. He does his job. However, if you're reaching down for a pizza on the freeway, don't do that. Learn a lesson, people. Seriously, learn a lesson. Lucky you, Nate, you came out with a broken arm. And I hope you get well soon. I know you don't watch my videos. I can't understand and imagine why. I'm sorry, I'm not popular enough. Oh well. But, Nate, get well soon. Seriously. Lions will miss you. Meanwhile, Chuck0373 once we just talked about the Lions and Bears coming up in week 4. That's right, this week. Mr. Say It All, I'm sorry, my thing is going to be waiting till Friday. Why? Because Mr. Know-What-All sees the crystal ball of 4-0. I'm not going to talk about it much. I'm not going to talk about the score. I'll be back with y'all next Tuesday about that game. But I am going to talk to you about, listen, we are the people of Port Huron, and yes, we love our high school football. So when Channel 7 made the inner-city game between the Port Huron Northern Huskies versus the Port Huron High Big Reds at Memorial Stadium, yes, we are proud to see this game. This is like Cass Tech and Martin Luther King. But we are losing by 7%. And yes, this is a commercially added campaign. So all you guys who haven't watched this game, y'all seen my Facebook posting, we are down by 7%. Who wants to turn on Channel 7, watch the sports, and see Madison Heights and Sterling Heights? That's not going to fill no stadium. That's not going to shut down the city. This game right here on Friday is going to shut down the city. Voting ends tomorrow night at midnight. Guys, we're only down 7%. We need your votes. I don't want to see Madison Heights and Sterling Heights. And I know this video is running long. You will have to excuse me. I want to see Port Huron and Port Huron Northern make the Channel 7 news and have it jam-packed out in the stadium. So this is my plea to you. Go on Channel 7, click on Football Frenzy, and say, hey, I want to see Port Huron Northern. You might be surprised. You might see me. I'll be there. You might see this lovely city, and you might see, and I'm guarantee you, you will see, not might see, I'm sorry, a very, very good football game. However, the vote's up to y'all. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be checking Wednesday night, and I'll be blogging Thursday morning on Facebook. And I'll be very excited if we get it. But in the meanwhile, this has been the Tuesday After. This video has been 17 minutes plus. Yes, I said it. And I know it's longer than Mr. Sadoff Football Blog, because this is the Tuesday After. And I've got more stuff to say and more stuff to talk about besides college football. Till next week, this is out to Michigan. No more close games, or I'll be back. Till then, catch you later. Peace.